Hi, this one's going to be a little bit different because I'm trying to get through a remote view that I experienced the other night, and instead of typing it up, I'm going to try and stop and start and remember what I was saying. So yeah, just bear with me because it was a goodie, and it's also bringing hope to everybody and where we're at. So I just sat there, breathed it in, and what was beautiful is that straight away I went straight out there, and it was the best experience because right then and there I just stepped into this new reality. And when I stood back and looked for the very, very first time, I actually felt like I could put my hand back to our reality that we're in now. And that was buzzy. So it was just like an experience that I went through, and it's just a fine veil. So what I found incredible is when I stood there and looked back, the experience of knowing, honestly, it's right there. It's literally right there. It's a dimension that we are in at the moment. And it's like, the way I would describe it is though we've been put in this space that our senses can only sense and see what's in front of us, but there's many of us that are experiencing that there's more. You can feel that there's more. Well, with the Schumann resonance, where it's at the moment, and I'll put it below as well in this video, is that 1 minute, like yesterday, it was like flat line just about. And then today, it's been incredible, absolutely incredible, the amount of energy that came through while we slept last night. And so we're going through these waves, and the waves are pulling out so much of the emotion, and the clearer we become, we then are able to start sensing what I experience out there. So little by little bit, you're becoming more aware of what you can't see. You can sense it. So I took it one step further and I went out there. And when I stepped through, it was full on. Honestly, it is all happening in that reality. It is so happening. I could not get over the energy, and I was trying to comprehend, but I'm going to take you bit by bit through what I was experiencing, but I can definitely feel that there's money. The money is there. So what I was getting shown is that the quantum financial system is already, it's all ready to roll. Everything's been put in place. I saw the military all in place. It's like they're all geared up. Everything is ready to go with that, but I don't see it a scary thing for us, okay? It was more of a safety. When I read the energy of the military, it felt good. It did not feel nefarious. And the way I was watching it roll out in front of me was the cleanup. The major cleanup has been done of the worst players. And I'm just trying to recall when I was out there. And with that going on, I wanted to feel the energy of the military. I wanted to feel the energy of what is happening on the positive side. And honestly, my heart was getting filled. It was witnessing what we're all waiting for. And I felt like I was just sitting on a hill, just watching it all roll out. But there was just so much. And the reason we're in this holding bay, it feels, is that the people that aren't awake to what's going on out there are not ready for it. So if they got wind of it, or if they saw it, they wouldn't be able to handle it. So by rolling this out behind closed doors, they can get on with it. It's people like us that are searching, and we've been finding, and we're seeing it coming out on our pages that we follow as well. And honestly, it feels like the veil is definitely getting lifted, and so more and more is flooding through. And all I was watching is this just keeps lifting. And even just talking to you right now, it feels so positive. But definitely all the countries are all set up. And I know here in New Zealand, the different sectors have been set up. And when I look out there physically, like today, I'm looking out at my view there, and I'm not resonating to all the BS out there, because to me that's not real. That's not my illusion. I don't fit in that 3D realm of what they have manifested for us to believe in. To me, it resonates on a frequency that to me is not real. It's negativity. Whereas by lifting your vibration up, you can actually sit above and look down, and it just, it's in your face. It's totally in your face. But when I look at the frequency that I'm in now, is that I can look. It's quite funny, my music, when I get excited, the music lifts up, so I'm I can't believe that. Anyway, so when I look out there, like I said, the energy's different, but I then look at where we're at, and honestly, the energy of the angels and the off-worlders, they have come in so strong, and many of you be feeling it right now. But if you're going through aches and pains and shifts, that is all part of it, because I, for one, it was just last week, I had this incredible pain that came through my hip, and I thought, oh my goodness, what have I done? But yeah, I hadn't done anything to cause that pain, and yet it just got worse and worse. And then I noticed that it started moving. So it went from my hip, and then it went around to my lower back. And then it went to the other side. And then I knew, okay, so I am obviously letting go, adjusting, my frequencies adjusting. And there was a blockage, which I had a weakness there many moons ago. And yeah, I just knew then I was adjusting, I was clearing that. And all the emotion that was stuck in that energy. So you will be experiencing so many different discomforts, emotions that will be coming up. And but yeah, I'm just going to listen to some more, and then I'll come back and talk more. And definitely we've been dumbed down, and we know with the rubbish that's in our water, starts with F, and the brainwashing with the TVs. But definitely there's so many rescues going on, so many arrests. It feels, honestly, when I look out there, our countries feel empty. And we've noticed that there's so many jobs that are out there, and they can't fill the positions, because this is what I'm feeling, is that the clones, the non-existent humans are actually dissolving. They're just disappearing. They're either dropping dead. I don't know. I was talking about it with my friend yesterday, Melissa, that we know that there's a lot of illness. We know there's a lot of people that have passed. But there's more to it. I feel that there's been the non-humans, and they feel like they're not there anymore because the energy, it feels clear. And even when I'm talking to you now, you may even be connecting to what I'm saying here, but I'm looking back in there, and it felt so much clearer. The energy had settled, but they're like in a completely different dimension, so they do not even resemble being on our dimension. So yeah, I found that really interesting. Now everybody is going to be placed where they need to be placed, so do not worry. Am I going to be in the right place at the right time? Yes, you will be. I can assure you. So just trust within yourself. Believe in yourself that you're going to be protected. You're going to be fine. Because everybody, like I said in the last video, is all been assigned with their angels and guardian angels and light work, just the whole lot, depending on what you believe in, your beliefs, because we're all got different beliefs. So don't worry, because indeed I just saw that people are in position now, because it's coming to fruition that it's going to be shown. And as you can see, there's many reveals coming through, and it's like boom, boom, boom. And like I said, by the end of this month, oh my goodness, it's like, wow, this is what we want to see. So indeed, there is momentum. It's building up. And before, we've been shut down. We've had the fact checkers on us. Our accounts have been disabled, or you've been in FB prison. And I can't wait for when this channel gets released. But in the meantime, hey, I'm still showing up, no matter what they do with this channel. And because I've seen, it's quite interesting, some people have been sharing that FB has come back and said, sorry, we put you in a 30-day restriction, we got it wrong. And it's like, what? And quite a few people are coming back and saying that, and showing on their pages, and that's fascinating. There is definitely so much action, and the military, it's amazing, because when I look in on them, they're on a mission, but there is actually love in their heart, because they know they're on this project. They've been it's like they've switched from being a mum, a dad, and or partner, and they've just switched into this reality of, we've got to get the work done. And I really do feel they are on the right frequency to work with us. So don't be scared. It's more that when it all starts rolling through, they're there to help us. But know that because you're awake, you're going to be able to help your family and your friends and your neighbors. But yeah, listen to the instructions that come through, because it's going to be really important just for it to all run smoothly. Because the shift is definitely going to take place, and there's so much calmness. It feels an eerie feeling at the moment, but it's positive, okay? Just know that it's positive. I have never felt this way before, as in the energy that I'm picking up. So I can definitely say it's definitely thumbs up. A shift is going to take place, because you can feel it now, and with the Schumann resonance of how it goes from like blank and then full on with the spikes. So this is a wave that keeps coming through. With this wave, people are just getting whacked. It's like a bitch slap that I would do, but it's helping accelerate their awakening to a reality of, oh, I never saw that. Oh, what? And then they realize, oh, my family member, my friend was talking about this. So then they actually will start going and starting to talk. And this is where you fit in. This is how you woke. You awoken to the frequency that was creating a disharmony, and it was an awakening that you took on. And then you actually seeked the people that actually were talking about it. And you started researching. So this is what's happening more and more. Honestly, I cannot believe the different people that I would never have believed that would have awoken, just slowly awakening now, are actually asking questions and agreeing that, our leader is no longer their favorite, and why would they be doing this, and how come they're doing this, and that is wrong. So bingo, it's starting to really show itself on that, because we chose ourselves to be here to participate this rollout. And pat yourself on the back, because you are a true warrior of the light, because you went through the hardest experience that you could ever go through, is surviving through this and getting through it. So I congratulate you. And even if you are just awakening now, congratulations, because the rest is going to be the most magnificent experience to go through. So it's amazing, because we are in a simulated reality. And why do you think they created all these gaming for a lot of our men? And they went off and they've been in another simulated reality of total programming. So they don't see the reality of the program simulation that we're actually in, because they believe that it's all make-believe, because they're playing a game. So when they come back into their own reality, they struggle to see a difference. So this is why we have had a lot of men not quite being as an awake if they were playing those games as well. But in a sense, the games have actually been telling them what they were going to be doing to us anyway. So when they do start awakening and feeling into this whole simulation experience, they start getting it in a completely different level. So it's, in a sense, it's backfired on the developers. And a lot of the people that are still awake, they've blocked it out. It's an emotional blockage. They've blocked it out. They don't want to see, because they can start feeling it. And I know for many, the showing me here is that many did wake and they chose, no, this is too much, I can't handle it. And so they've put themselves in another state to block it out. But now those ones are really struggling. A lot of emotions happening, a lot of, till they relinquish that hold and that block that they put up, they're going to go through some really strong turmoil. So be there for them, okay? And because, their reality is going to start changing up, because the simulation is going to get stronger and the frequencies are going to get stronger. And, how else are you going to wake up? It's like when I woke up to my spiritual self. But as you know, with my death of my brother, but it was an actual event that, boom, the horror, the shock, and it triggered something off to awaken the deeper side, and the spiritual side came out. So this is what needs to happen. So for us, we're gonna be like celebrating, where the others are gonna be like, what's happening, this is really scary. So you can see what's building up. And many of us are going through clearing out the past, and a lot of relationships are fizzing out. And it was amazing because I also saw a page today, and it was of the side effects. And for myself, I have struggled being around the juice of people, because my head, I go into a zone, I get this pressure that's attacking my third eye, but it's like a migraine, because the frequency I'm picking, because I'm so sensitive to people's energy, I can stand in front of them and I can read them, I can write down to what they're thinking and where they're at in their life. So you can imagine, if I can do that on their frequency of their brain waves, imagine what they're emitting out to me while I'm just standing in their presence. It's like this shift that comes over me, and it's like this cloud, and I really struggle, and it's my choice. I can't be around them, only because I suffer badly. But the longer the person has been with the juice, then it seems to taper off, and that's when I'm able to come near them again and also do the healing. So for me, it was fascinating, and to a point that, you know, the depth of even a relationship with a partner, and the intimate side where one was had the juice and one hasn't, and the rashes, that person, the non-juiced, and right down to a gentleman that even on his foreskin it was peeling, and he thought no, it can't be, but they separated, and then he cleared, and all his symptoms disappeared. And this is what I find, is that when it takes me a couple of days, and I just, it's like somebody has injected me with it's like they drain my energy. So that, yes, this, and then many other people were coming through and saying, yes, I get skin rashes, I go dizzy, I faint, I have headaches, I am sickly in my stomach. For the gentleman, you know, they're having, you know, the sexual problems, but it's huge. It's absolutely huge. So you imagine babies, you know, what they go through. So if you have a baby, it'd be really good to do some hands-on healing and put some crystals around them, take them to the beach, take them into the woods, just to connect them with the trees, because we all get affected, and children themselves are so sensitive. So that's, you know, something I wanted to speak of with that. And what they're wanting to say is that you can take control now. When you recognize you're in a simulation, when you recognize to take the reins back, because at the moment it's like you've been holding on the back of a car and the car's been speeding off. Now you can either go with that car and get led around, or you can let go and take that control, because when you take control, the simulation starts dissolving. And this is what I've done. I've stepped out of the simulation to look in, because I'm no longer in there. I don't resonate. It's not even real. I don't even know how to get back in, even if I wanted to. So it's when you take control. When you take control, it's amazing how nothing of that frequency exists anymore. And it's like you just want to go la 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 la. It's not that I'm not interested. I don't resonate. That's all it is. To me, it's not real. To me, it is a make-believe, of the simulation that is getting rolled out for you to believe in that space. So yeah, take your control back, because people have to experience it in that simulation. So like in New Zealand here, we have a huge amount of earthquakes, and a friend of mine from Europe has never experienced an earthquake, so I took him to the museum where they had the earthquake house, because he wanted to experience it. He didn't believe it till he actually felt it. So I took him in there, and he had another, just the way he looked at me, and he said, that's incredible, that's frightening. And he had a better understanding of what we go through here in New Zealand when we have to go through an earthquake. So hence, by rolling out the simulation for people to experience, they then have a better understanding, then they can put things together, and it's like a puzzle effect, and it's a roll off. So you can see why we've had to go through it in this way. But don't believe, and don't sit around and wait for somebody to rescue you, because nobody's going to rescue you. You've got to rescue yourself out of the simulation. The rescue's already been done. It's up to you to step out and see the new reality that is awaiting for you. It's there. It's literally there, because when I step out, it's like, oh, it's finished. So I'm sharing what I see, I'm sharing what I feel, because then it gives you hope that you can do it. You create the determination. You can do this for yourself, because it's tranquil on the other side. Start making a focus of where you want to go now. What is your new reality? Start bringing it in now. Stop thinking, oh, well, I'll wait till the quantum financial system comes through, and I'll wait for this and I'll wait for that. Stop. Why can't you create it now? What is stopping you? Because freedom is right there for the taking, and it's your time now. I can certainly feel the money. There's so much money. Money is an energy, and the shift of the energy gets changed up. So there's just money flowing through, and I'm watching, like in one spectrum of where we are, of so many families and people are suffering. We're suffering because there's lack of money. So many of that have stood up. We have not wanted to go back into that matrix. We do not want to go back, because we know that is not the matrix we wish to be part of. And when they show me the energy wave that is coming through, and there's just an incredible amount of money. There is money, and I'm watching the people that are suffering. Literally, all of us are just going to emerge. It's fascinating, because there's the energy here of pure love and money, and the sufferance over here, and it's now just blending. It's just literally blending, and I'm just showering. I'm just watching the shower of this energy that floods. It floods the world for everybody to participate and experience that energy, and the smiles on the family. And they're just showing me is that there's just so much love that husbands and wives are just holding on to each other, and realizing, oh my gosh, we can buy this, we can pay our bills, we are free, we can buy money, we can buy things for the children, we can go buy a house, we can get out completely out of debt. And that's honestly, that's all I was watching the other night while I was out there, and it was just a complete wave of energy that comes through. And you imagine when you witness something like that, and you're watching the whole thing roll out. Oh my gosh. I just know in my heart it's happening, okay? It's already happened in one reality, and now we have to help people get out of the simulation, because their future stuff, it's already happened too. The shower of the freedom was out of this world. And when I look at the governments, oh my gosh, that is just pure, oh my gosh, that is darkness. Doesn't exist. It does not, nothing like that exists whatsoever. Because, you know, even with the police force, why are you going to need police when people are filled with money? They've just got so much money. What are they going to rob? They're not going to rob people. They're not in anger. They're not in anxious anymore. They're not depressed because they're able to go live out their dreams and fulfill what they have always desired to do. But what stopped them is not having money. But if they have the money, then it builds up a confidence and they are able to share their love. But what's going to happen, I know, because I have seen this in one of my visions, is that we get showered with all this money. And then once we're swamped, you know, it'll get to a stage that, you know, how much is too much? Well, there's going to be too much in the end. And when you have everything, this doesn't mean to say that's going to make you happy. They're going to provide the money for us. But you will get to a point that money will not mean anything. You've got everything. They're things. But does it buy you love? All it's done is helped you build your confidence back up. It's helped you build your self-esteem back up. When you find that, that is when your whole vibration starts lifting. When you lift, then you seek what makes you at peace within. And that is nature. That is your family. That is friends. It is not the most expensive car that you drive. It's not the helicopter. It's not the palace that you live in. I know myself. I'm building a little tiny house. Well, it's not tiny, with my husband. And so we can be away from all this hustle and bustle because it's quiet. It's quiet that I seek. It's pure love with my family that I seek. And so many of our gifts are going to come through. And I've seen it, and I've seen it for years, the outcome of where we're going to step into. And yeah, so just hold that in front of you. Because with the stage that we're going to go through is really powerful. And don't not accept it because it's part of what, you know, through all the generations that has been taken and it's been robbed from us. So the Atlantis energy from underneath is definitely coming up through. And it's powerful. It is really, really powerful. So above, so below. And while we've been in this dome and a simulation that's been going on, so they've been rolling out what they could have done to us or try to do to us, the battle's been going on another dimension, and it's completely over. So you are a success. And another thing they were showing me is that the people's bodies are going to heal. And there's been a lot of sufferance. And the hospitals, I just know, and within, and when I looked at the visions, I looked at the doctors and how vacant they are. They've perpetrated, they didn't stand up. They're not our doctors, and they will not be our future ones. And yeah, I feel sorry for them, but not in a sense, because realistically, they could have stood up, and they chose not to for money. And so many people have suffered. I have so many of my family and friends that have gone, are suffering, where they didn't need to. And, you know, as a healer myself, you got condemned for helping. You know, you got slapped down. I didn't care, I just kept helping. Because when somebody needs help, you find it in your heart, and you just block out everything, the noise, no matter how strong the noise comes through, you feel it, and you participate to help. So good on you for helping as well. Just know that the teachings that is encoded in within yourself, they're going to come up. And so you'll know what it's all about, as we've all been encoded with these messages and we have no idea, but it's all positive, absolutely all positive. Even the dragons will become more of a reality. You'll be more drawn to them and more of the magical side of life, instead of being condemned to think outside the square on that side. Whereas that's one area that I've never not lived in. I've seen it. I participate in it. To me, it's all real. And they say, oh, you've got such a vivid imagination. Well, yeah, I do, because I step into that reality. And even when I'm outside, I see all the little divas. I see them all, how they run around. I talk to the trees. I can feel the energy communicating to one another. When I walk to the next tree, I can feel the energy going underneath. Everything is alive to me. And that's something else I want to cover later on. The other thing, what was really interesting, is Middle Earth. That's what we were classified here in New Zealand. Have we been trapped in time though? The energy is so dense here. It is like a pyramid with the point facing down. And we're in Middle Earth. We're down here. The pressure is so great. So where are we? Why are we the last ones that our peers have not awoken to this reality that's out there? And yet New Zealand is the first one to see the sunrise. So where are we? Will the pyramid be flipped and drain out what no longer fits in here? So here we are, the pyramid. It's like the pressure, because we have less people and this is the bigger countries on top. Why do we feel so much pressure? But will it become flipped? And what's that symbol? And what does it represent? I just feel there is a definite drain, but I do feel the tide will turn, as above, so below. It's something we're all been saying. And yeah, it's something I haven't quite nailed it yet, but I'm determined, because yeah, the way I look at myself, I'm more of an investigative spiritual individual with my gifts, and I love to hunt something down, because I go through and feel the energy. So when I need to feel if this is right, if I need to feel on someone's frequency, I do a scan, but I can track. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned it. I got rung up one time from a client. She wanted me to find her dog, and I was I think about 4 or 5 hours away from where she was holidaying, and she said, Karen, he's mislaid, I can't find him. Can you see if you can track him? And I was put on the spot, because I thought, my goodness, I didn't even know I could do this ability. So I said, can you send me a picture through? And I started picking up on his energy, and I said to her, start walking where you would normally go. And then I really started tracking him, and it ended up being that I got her to walk where I was picking up, and I had never been where she, was on this holiday. And I told her to walk down the certain streets that he had been. And then I said when she came to a park, I said it's sort of a long way down, but there's a track. And I said there's a woman coming up with her dog, and you're about to meet up with her. And sure enough, there was that woman. And I said, ask her because she's seen him. And so she asked the woman, and sure enough, she had seen him, and she pointed where he was. So then I got her to walk, and so I was tracking him. And then I got her to come back up another area. And then I got her to walk down this other street. And then I said, I've connected with him. He's home. He's found his way home. And so she managed to get her husband to pick her up, and they jumped in the car. And they went back, and sure enough, he was home. So, yeah, you can. It's incredible. Honestly, it's incredible to what level you can take your spiritual self and your gifts. You never know till you experience it, that you get put on the spot. And when you are able, just because you're needing to help somebody else, it's an automatic reaction to help. And so you really hone in. And if you're wanting to develop, that side of yourself, next year I'm going to start creating the development side. And so I can help pass on, the different skills that I've created over all these years that I've been doing it. And I can't wait to start sharing that with you. But in the meantime, just know I've got that sitting there waiting for you as well. So, right, I'm going to leave it there because it's going to be quite a long message, this one. But I can't wait to get back out there and really feel that energy, because it's incredible. And no matter what we go through, just this last part, don't worry. It won't be long. It won't be long when we go through this next shift. And because November is going to be so much brighter. And I know that there's going to be some false illusions that are going to come through. So what? Take it. And because know that it's all positive at the other end. And take the slap that they want to show you. But know that it's not for long. And you're rising, and nothing will stop you now. You've come too far to go back. So thank you so much for listening to this one. There is Buy Me a Coffee link down below. Thank you, and I love you, and I just love sharing what I go through, because I'd rather share it than keep it to myself. So you go out and have a fabulous evening or a fabulous day, and we'll see you next time. Love you. Like and share, and let's subscribe and get this channel moving.